So to make a mortar or a plaster, you need to make sure you're using the right type of lime at the right ratio. But of course you also need to make sure you're using the right type of sand. So if I was making a mortar for pointing, big deep bedding joints, then I would need to use an aggregate that was large enough, not a very fine aggregate, because that would crack. You also need to be careful of colour as well. So if you wanted to match, say for example, a material that is grey, then you'd need to have a mortar that was, of the right appropriate colour. And on the back of here we make these recipes. We have all of the colour sands to hand, and we make sure that every time we match something that we're following the same recipe. So here we have a nice selection of aggregates and sands. You can see there's purple, there's grey, there's very pale, but they're all well graded sands. Now that means they have large bits and small bits. So for pointing mixes, rendering mixes and plastering mixes with lime plasters, you need to make sure that if you're, say, doing an 8mm coat, then your aggregate wants to be around about 4 to 5mm down to dust. There's something called the grading curve. So if you are unsure of your sand, you can simply put it through some sieves, not expensive, and you can see whether you have a good grading down through the different sizes of sand. And the idea being that there's a good spread of both sizes, whether they're sharp and round, as well as small to big. And when you compress these together, they all sit in nicely together to make for a strong material.